everybody. How are we doing this evening? Thanks for joining me. I'm trying to get super close to my microphone because why not? Anyway, so I promised that today I would do something special. It's special for me, anyway. 1, 2, 1, 2. So recently I have acquired something that's brought a lot of joy to my life, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm sure that someone's probably already done this by now, but I haven't, so here we go. You can probably guess by the title of the video what I'm playing with today. In my day, we used to say, now you're playing with power. Now you're playing with power. You probably guessed correctly. Of course you did. This thing, despite all the hype I had heard, which sort of turned me off to getting this thing, I was beyond surprised. I mean, it's really been a far better experience than what I expected. And if you want to know one of my personal fandoms, that logo on the front should tell you everything. Yes, I'm one of those people. I've already lost much of my life to some of these Legend of Zelda series in the past, but now I'm really in trouble. Even this case is beautiful. I love this. Sorry, I was just enjoying the sweet sound of the zipper. I like that sound. I don't know if you can see with the black on black, but it has an awesome glossy Hyrule logo on the front. Seriously, just holding this thing makes me feel good. I'll tell you about it later. but that reminds me of me after a little too much Taco Bell. Yeah. You know, and if I can just say too, I noticed that the Blue Yeti doesn't actually sound too shabby when you're up close to it. I've yet to find a way to mount this boom arm in a place that sounds good to me without, making noise. So here it sits. Anyway. There she is. Now, I suppose amongst my assorted breeds of tech geeks and gamer nerds, you might see one of the following. You either look at the Switch and think, well, the hardware is not as powerful as my PlayStation or my Xbox or my gaming PC, so therefore it has to be a piece of crap. That's pathetic and terrible. I truly feel sorry for people that believe that the tech specs are what determine the value and joy that a console can bring you. But I digress. Number two, there are those amongst us that already have a Switch and know how awesome this console is. And number three, there are those who might be interested but don't presently have one and wonder about it. So I'm going to attempt to tell you. Because, first of all, the Switch is in fact a hybrid mobile and, you might say, stationary console, depending on how you use it. I myself bought both the GameCube controller for Smash Brothers, which actually works with all of my games, and of course the Wireless Pro controller. Now, when you start a game on this, any game such as Breath of the Wild or what have you, Skyrim, etc., you can remove this and it slides right out of the television console docking station and will immediately continue on the screen as if you never even paused the game. It's flawless. And then you have your full game on the go, and the speed and the smoothness of the graphics and the performance remain, doesn't change. And then when you drop it back in, everything continues, and it looks even more beautiful because now, of course, you're playing it at 1080p at 60 frames per second on your screen. So, assuming the game that you're playing is designed with that spec in mind. But unlike the PlayStation or the Xbox, I used to have an Xbox. I was an Xbox guy for years, and I sold that recently. So when I bought my Switch, I'd have more money to invest even more. The Switch has games that are my style. And I don't mean your simple little puzzle games and stuff like some of the Mario games, which I love Mario, by the way. I mean, I grew up with Nintendo, and I very much love Nintendo. But the Switch stands out for me because this thing has only been out about a year. And it's already loaded with all kinds of like old school and new school RPGs. Immersive RPGs are far more my style than some goofy shoot 'em up type of stuff. But anyway, I finally have a Switch, and I love this thing. So, nifty little something that came with one of my games. Nice microfiber cloth. Yay, Nintendo. I'm so proud of them guys for coming up with something so innovative and and nice. And like I said, I had read the hype. I had first, when I heard about the Switch, I knew it was supposed to be something you could play on the go and at home. I thought it would be kind of janky. I thought it would be annoying, difficult, have problems, and I was proved very wrong. I tend to play mine more like a home console than on the go. I admit, I just leave it in the dock and I've got my controllers and off I go. But why don't we go for some of those classic tapping sounds? They are just that easy to remove. There's a button on the back. Tap it, hold it in, and this thing becomes its own little controller. There's a handheld device that comes with the Switch that you can attach both of these Joy-Cons to. It becomes a controller, but the Pro Controller feels more proper to me. I do love how clicky and responsive the controls are. I mean, the feedback and the travel time is just perfect. I couldn't possibly be more satisfied with that. Voila. Now, if you're watching this video and you're looking for those certain Switch sounds, well, let's do that. because it's difficult to see, but I have already saved up a heck of a photo library because of the capability of this button right here to save screenshots in full 1080p from the game. I've been taking shots that I thought looked good from Breath of the Wild, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and so on. For example, Pyra, Rex's partner from Xenoblade 2. And my brief run-in with Calamity Ganon. That was awesome. I'm sure someone somewhere would be like, why don't you do a game playthrough? But that's not really a relaxing sound to me, so I'm not going to do that today. Maybe someday. But in the meantime, my beautiful, beloved Switch, you know, it might be the type of thing that works for lonely people or something like me. I don't know. But truly, I kid you not, this console has brought like a lot of joy to my life. I can get submerged into some of these games that I've got just for hours and hours and hours on end and be totally content. They're just so well done and everything runs so great. And like I said before, I'm truly, truly proud of Nintendo with this. I'm way more impressed than I expected to be. I mean, I seriously caught me off guard how cool this little console came to be. So, just as a couple extra sounds for my video, the game itself, truly a unique entry in the Zelda series compared to what we've had in years past. Not that they weren't great games for the most part, but this one, I had not played anything quite like this on the Xbox One X. The youngest generations that didn't come up with the Zelda games on like the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo like I had when I was young, this would really be the one title that would make a youngin' a serious Zelda fan. This game is incredible. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. And then, back in the day, I had first played Smash Brothers myself on the GameCube. I did not have it on the N64. And just for the hell of it, I thought I would close out my video with my Mewtwo amiibo. And I didn't really want start collecting amiibos or anything, so I don't. I just got this one alone specifically because Mewtwo is one of my favorite Pokemon, and more specifically, one of my two best fighters in Smash Brothers. His lightweight and awkward style just really work well for me, and I tend to kick some asses. If there's anyone amongst us who's wondering, what is an amiibo? These characters are about $30 or so, sometimes more. There's an NFC chip installed in the base, and they add functionality or contribute to different types of games. Smash Brothers amiibo does a lot. He comes as a separate character that you can train up and do all kinds of things with. In the Zelda games, it can get you gear or get you different, unlock different things. There's just a scat of these. I don't even know how many amiibos exist because a lot of the mainstream games have them. But just because of Mewtwo, I had to have this one. I do hope it doesn't turn into an addiction and I end up with a shelf full of amiibos that I'm collecting just to collect them. But with me, it's not impossible. Just because I love the world of Nintendo very much anyway. Anyways, listen, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you did manage to hang out through this whole video, and I apologize for the quality as it is because I'm not a pro. I don't have any real experience with making films and whatnot, and I know that there's ASMR channels like the ones I watch that really have a lot of awesome tech and awesome stuff going on, and I don't know how to do those things, so I'm working with what I got. There probably is a much better Switch ASMR out there somewhere, but if not, then hey, I tried. But have a good night, guys. Thank you. Alpha Q Sonic himself bids you adieu.